Hi, and welcome to the 2020 Economic Preparation and Recession channel. I'm your host, Tony. Thank you for joining me once again on this weekend edition. Well, it looks like the gig economy is here to stay in throughout the 2020s, but how much will it grow? Already, 36% of American adults engage in some sort of gig work, quote unquote. Now, the gig work you've seen, the Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber drivers, the Lyft drivers, the dog walker delivery service, the mobile grooming delivery service. All of these is part of the gig worker, the freelance writer, the freelance graphic designer, the freelance developer, computer developer online, working through Upwork and Elance and Odesk and all of these companies. That's what defines the gig work. But 36% of American adults are engaged in some type of gig work, a side hustle, to help make ends meet. But is that enough to bring the U.S. economy out of what's coming? And the answer to that simply is no, my friends. The gig economy will continue to grow. As a matter of fact, as part of the CARES Act, the CARES Act that Congress passed of 2020, as part of the stimulus, phase 4 stimulus, the Small Business Administration, the SBA, has been offering loan advances and grants up to $10,000, okay, to help these small businesses, to help gig economy workers, and to help those have employees less than 500, those companies and sole proprietorships and LLCs with employees with less than 500. So many people have been applying for what's known as an EIDL grant, and they get the $1,000 grant is free, but of course you know that the loan has to be paid back within 20 to 30 years. If you get a loan of $50,000 or $100,000 from the government, that has to be paid back. So my question is, how are people going to pay back these loans if their small business does not survive this sickness that we all know is going to last for at least the next 2 years at a minimum through 2022? Even the market analysts on TV and others have said that this thing is not going away this year or even next year after the big thing that happens in November happens. It's not going away, this sickness, this pestilence, okay? Because as you know, the real issue is debt in the US economy and in the world economy. There is too much leverage, too much debt. And the United States is leading the path in debt. China and other countries don't have as much world debt as we have. We have over 5 times the world debt other countries have. And so, folks, this cannot end well. I wish I had better news. The good news is for us is that we have time to prepare every day, every week. Every stimulus check, every printing money, even though it devalues our currency, even though our purchasing power may be limited, we still have time to prepare. That is the good news. The good news is this economy has not already collapsed yet fully, okay? That is the good news. And the good news is we're still blessed, okay? We're still living. Our living standard is still way higher than the majority of the world, okay? So we are thankful to God. We're thankful to each other that we have time to prepare. And food is still available now. The food shortages have not hit home quite as hard in the bigger cities. It will after this year. And so that's why I encourage you to grow your own food. Do not rely so much on takeout as much as normal, because that thing is going to be a thing of the past. Okay? Now, also, Bloomberg.com was reporting that 5 real-time charts show that signs of the U.S. economic recovery is faltering. Well, we knew that. Okay. Now, we know that the data has shown that we gained 4.8 million jobs, but the question that we have to ask is, what type of jobs? And secondly, Americans have been saving and scrimping for pennies. They can't get any money off their savings. No high yield savings accounts. No bonds. No treasury bonds are yielding anything worth being excited about. And the stock market is leaving by. On top of that, Our bills are mounting bills, are rising energy costs, rising food costs, are leaving many Americans scrapped for counting their pennies and coins. And there is a coin shortage in a lot of places from the U.S. coin shortage. There's a coin shortage going on right now. On top of that as well, there's a dollar shortage that's going to be coming too, okay? Physical cash is becoming a premium. So hold on to your physical cash if you can, okay? Because that's going to be the deceit. You know how the banks had a liquidity crisis? The banks had a liquidity crisis back in September 2019. People don't remember that. The repo market. But there's also another liquidity crisis that's coming, okay? And that's going to be the dollar crisis. Dollar's going to be in short supply because people just don't have it. Consumers just don't have it. Businesses just don't have enough of it. And the federal government obviously is printing enough, but they don't have enough of it in real time, okay? Not circulating in the actual system, okay? But here are 5 indicators of the recent slump, while more pain is coming to us in the United States. Texas, Florida, and Arizona have been seeing a surge of these sickness cases, that have been surging. Okay, they tried to reopen, but things have not been going all that great. They're going to be closing off. As a matter of fact, Atlanta mayor says that she's going to take her city back to phase 1, regardless of what the Governor Kemp says. The U.S. employment rate, okay, has now leveled off as of June, okay? That rate is hovering around 59%. Okay, that's the amount of American adults that are employed full time, not counting gig workers and all of that. Restaurants. Eateries across the U.S. shut down in March in response to the government lockdowns and consumers staying home as the virus spread, okay? Restaurants on reservations on OpenTable, that's the online app service, they followed a drop during the last few weeks, and it has been dropping steadily, okay? Cancel my reservation. 65% of reservations canceled at seated diners in the United States in the first half of June and in the last half of June and in June as well. Weekly Economic Index. The components includes the measures for retail stores, consumer sentiment, initial unemployment insurance claims, among others. The gauge shows a rebound in May and early June, but concludes that the index is among the indicators is getting worse. This is from the New York Fed Weekly Economic Index, okay? And that has slowed down by 7 points the last month. Housing stress. Homeowners remain under continued pressure and could get worse as bills mount. Foreclosures and evictions look to pile up as of July 31st of this year when the stimulus ends, the extra $600 bonus stimulus ends. Nearly 1 in 10 households with a mortgage failed to make their last payment, and 16% of the survey respondents said that they fear they cannot cover the next one, according to data covered in late June. Okay, 16% of Americans with home loans may not be able to pay next month. 21.4% say they have moderate confidence they'll be able to pay. 10.5% say they have slight confidence, and 4.9% say they have no confidence they'll be able to pay next month. So, with a housing stress crisis, with a rent crisis, with rent prices rising because those who are losing homes are trying to downsize in this economy, those baby boomers retired and others are trying to downsize to apartment and condos to kind of make afloat, that's causing rent prices to rise. And with a looming foreclosures and evictions coming up toward basically the end of August, we have a dire situation here, my friends. And that's why I say we need to be prepared. You need to be prepared. Save all you can. Get food, water, medicine, gold, silver, crypto, and have a contingency plan. Just as businesses have a contingency plan, just as the federal government has a contingency plan, you make a contingency plan for your family, whether it's for 1 week or 1 month, 6 months, or a year or two. I know it takes time to prepare. I know that you just can't overnight have all these supplies and things, but the one day that you start, the earlier you start, my friends, the earlier we can come together as a community and survive this, what's coming up, okay? We have time, okay? But it's just that we don't have that much time, obviously, okay? Because this economy is going through a big transition, and transitions usually take 10 years or more, okay? The last Great Depression took 10 years to get out of. This one could take 10 years or more to get out of because we've become so comfortable. Everybody's become reliant on the system. And we don't know how to grow our own food. Some of us do, but we need to get back to that. And we're used to all these comforts like computers and games and cell phones, and we're not used to going without things. And that's what's going to make this one so much worse, is that everybody throughout every socioeconomic class, besides the top 1% of rich, super rich folks, every racial class, whether you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Indian, whatever, we've all become comfortable in America, okay? And that's why it's going to make this thing so much work, because crime is going to go up, because people are not going to go without. They're not going to have their kids go without these toys and all of this video games and whatever. And so that's why we need to get prepared. Security is first, and then first most, trusting in God, and then we can go into getting actual prepared, because we're going to need to get prepared for what's coming. And I know we can do it, and I know that we're all going to be okay if we work together and share our resources, so we don't all run out with empty wallets and nothing to show for it. Okay, so be blessed. Thank you for joining me. Please subscribe to this channel and let anyone who you know who needs help and needs to know what's really going on in the real economy to subscribe to this channel, and I will talk to you very soon. Have a blessed day.